Now let's consider the Malamute's neck and body. The neck should be strong and moderately arched, like this. The correct arch of neck at the crest is important because it helps balance the dog. It also allows the animal to quench his thirst by scooping up snow in stride. Also, notice the moderate dewlap on this dog's neck. This, too, is related to the Malamute's environment, for it protects the windpipe and warms incoming air. The dewlap will usually be more apparent in males. This dog's neck is too short. When the Malamute is alert or in a show stance, the head is carried high like this. When gaiting in the show ring, or when the dog is pulling a light load, the head will drop, so it's nearly level with the top line like this. When the dog is pulling a heavier load, you'll see the head drop below the shoulder level. The shoulders themselves are well muscled and moderately sloping. There should be sufficient angulation to allow for good reach in front as the dog moves. This dog is too straight in shoulder, while this one lacks the proper muscling this breed's work requires. When judging this breed, it is important to feel for well-developed muscles. The chest is strong and deep, allowing plenty of room for heart and lung function. The forelegs are heavily boned and muscled right to the pasterns in comparison to the lighter bone of other northern breeds. The pasterns themselves are short and strong and should appear almost vertical from the side. While the standard calls for a nearly vertical pastern, there should not be any evidence of knuckling over. A Malamute that is down in pastern like this will never have the endurance required. The legs of the Malamute must show unusual strength. These are excellent examples of correct forelegs. These forelegs, however, are incorrect, as they are too fine-boned and lack the necessary strength. The front feet are large and compact, with toes tight-fitting and well-arched, as seen here. Pads are thick and tough, and toenails short and strong. The snowshoe-like feet help the Malamute move efficiently through deep snow. There should be a protective growth of hair between the toes. What about this dog's feet? They are flat, which is a serious fault. Remember that any unsoundness in feet or legs, standing or moving, is to be considered a serious fault. Here's another example of the proper front assembly, with moderately sloping shoulders, powerful front legs, almost straight pasterns, and large, compact feet. The body is strong and compactly built, like this, but not short-coupled. The back is straight and gently sloping to the hips. This can best be assessed by seeing the dog gaiting from the side. The loins are well muscled and moderately short, but not so short as to interfere with the typical, easy, rhythmic stride of the Malamute. This dog is too long in body. This dog is too long in loin. This tends to weaken the back and is a fault. The Malamute's heavy coat can give the illusion of a dip behind the withers. Be sure to feel with your hands to determine actual structure. Heavy coat over the rump can also be deceiving and may make the dog appear high in the rear when actually he is not. The tail is moderately set. in a continuous line with the spine. It's well furred and carried over the back when the dog is not working. The tail is a plume, a distinctive feature of this breed. Tail length is another survival-related characteristic of the Malamute. The tail should be of sufficient length to cover the nose and legs when the dog is in repose. This is difficult to assess in the show ring. Sufficient tail length, that is, a tail that reaches at least to the hock, is seen here. This tail is too short. This dog's tail is incorrect. It lies too flat to the back. Remember, you should see daylight between the tail and the back. This one falls to one side of the body. This is a fault, as are tails that are short-furred and carried like a fox brush. Natural tail set and carriage is best assessed while the dog is gaiting. This dog's tail is being carried correctly. Hind legs are broad and powerfully muscled through the thighs, like these. Stifles are moderately bent, and hock joints are broad and strong, moderately bent, and well let down. This rear is overangulated. There is too much rear angulation to balance with the front. This dog, however, is too straight in the rear. The legs of the Malamute must indicate unusual strength and tremendous propelling power. This dog is weak in the rear. Any indication of unsoundness in legs or feet, standing or moving, is to be considered a serious fault. Note that dew claws on the hind legs are not desirable and should be removed.